Wagwan everybody, Lennox here from Simple123 Trader. This is the weekly playbook outlook for the week of August 14th to August 19th. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to start off this session here looking at the US dollar index futures first. Okay, I'm on the weekly time frame. I just wanted to go to the monthly real quick just to get an idea of where we are overall. And as you can see, we have broken through some resistance area and pushed to new highs on the US dollar. We've had a slight pullback on the weekly, but looking like we're opening the week positively, and I would expect, looking at the current setup, that we could indeed be pushing back to the upside for this week. So strength in the US dollar going into this week is what it's looking like at this point. All right, so we've got to go with that. Aussie dollar, Aussie futures. There is some strength there, but right now on the daily, a little bit of a pullback. So we could expect, if the US dollar moves to the upside, we would expect Aussie dollar more than likely to fall against the US dollar. So a little bit of a downward movement on the Aussie. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been trying very hard here to push to new highs, and it has, but we could be getting very close to a turnaround point. So I'm just going to go down one time frame here on the 4-hour. Okay, so this is basically what I'm seeing here. We've broken through this resistance area here, but this could be a short-lived move. We have some strength, but overall we're inside of a larger channel, and I think that maybe we'll be coming to the end of that move shortly. Okay, so a little bit of strength in Bitcoin, at least anyways, in the short term going into this week. Crude oil, let's go back up to the daily on the crude oil. Crude oil has been in a downward move for quite a while now, and I would expect that to continue. Weakness going into this week as well on crude oil. The DAX, some strength going into this week on the DAX. The Canadian dollar, a little bit of a pullback here on the Canadian dollar, so a little bit of weakness on the Canadian dollar looks like setting up for this week as well. Taking a look at that's the US dollar. Let me go to the euro. If the US dollar is pushing to the upside, then we would likely see the euro falling to the downside. So that's what it looks like setting up for this week. Some weakness, at least in the short term, in the euro. Okay, let's take a look at the Swiss franc. Swiss franc has some strength, but it too is sitting at a very crucial point where we could see a little bit of a pullback. However, overall, we're in a nice move to the upside. Okay, look at gold. Gold has been very strong over the last couple of weeks, and you can see right now it is indeed pushing to the upside. We're sitting at a very strong support resistance area, and we could see a little bit of a pullback, but not much. I still see some strength in gold, at least in the long term anyways. But right now, again, we're sitting at a pretty interesting point. So I'm kind of seeing maybe possibility of a pullback before we continue. So maybe watch out for that weakness in gold. Japanese yen showing some strength, and that would go along with the US dollar. A strong US dollar, we could see some strength in the Japanese yen. That's possible. We're again, I'm just going to go to the weekly and take a look at this on the overall weekly chart, and we have been quite down in the last while. Actually, since the beginning of the year, we've been in a downward mode, and we could now be turning to the upside. So that's why I wanted to take a look at it from the longer term. We're pushing to the upside here. It looks like this should continue into this week as well. Some strength in the Japanese yen. Taking a look at the New Zealand dollar, strong push up, but pushing back to the downside. So further weakness perhaps going into this week for the New Zealand dollar. The NASDAQ, very strong right now, and we're at a very crucial point. We've pushed up quite with a lot of strength over the last couple of weeks, and we could see this continue into this week. So looking like lots of strength going into this week for the Nasdaq. British pound looking weak. U.S. dollar strength, some weakness in the British pound. Silver, along with gold, looking to continue its strong move, but again, we could see a little bit of a pullback here first. The Russell 2000, very strong, just like the NASDAQ, so continued strength. Even though we've been up, we've gone a long way up, but still looks like we have a little bit of more push to go going into this week. The Dow, similar, very strong move up, and doesn't look like it wants to turn around at this point, so continued strength. S&P 500, the exact same thing, and the U.S. Technology Group, the exact same thing. So looking like a very strong week to come based on the indices and based on the US dollar. Also strength there, which is kind of interesting because these are usually sort of going the opposite way, but right now they're both pointing to strong moves to the upside, so that's quite interesting. All right, so that's what's shaping up. Keep your eyes on the US dollar if you're playing the major pairs, the US major pairs. Profitable trading to everyone. We're done now. Thank you.